Go fuck yourselves. DJ Thug X here. I haven't done a video in a while, and I used to do them daily on the fly without thinking about it, and I had a lot. I had a lot of it. I had 80 gigs of shit. A lot of it, me recording human nature shit about what happened during COVID. Like, I would, for example, like I'd be like, people should be normally acting like this because that's what's happened the previous 40 years of my life. And then I'd be like, and this is what happens now, and record it, and fucking, like, I'd set up security guards at, like, hospitals that were, like, that picked me up and, like, moved me off the ground and smashed up my fucking thing and all, like, called the cops, never got arrested, fucking, and, like, I had these one guys where, long like they're getting me to leave, and as I'm like backing away because it was like they were dressed like fucking SWAT. I had my pepper spray and a knife in one hand, and like I'm not the one coming on to them. It was defense. But then when I got across the street, like the moment I got off the property, they like woke up. They were like, "Huh? Well, what are we doing out here?" And turned around and fucked off. It was fucking weird. But the latest one is the reason why I'm doing this video. It's fucking like, if you know me in Vancouver, you know that I tell cops all the time where to go and how to get their goof to their face. Like, it don't matter. Like, today, I did it too. Like, they came down to Crab Park and just decided to rip some people's tents apart. Like, they don't have that right. And they're just fucking doing it. We got them on videotape doing it and everything. And as I'm walking by, I'm like, this is why you never call anybody a... This is why you never ever hear anybody ever say, ever, fuck the criminal. Goofs, and then I walked away, right? But, well, I went to the camp. But anyway, so I was coming home one night, same route I usually take. Well, there's a few routes I take, right? And coming down one usually with my speaker, I didn't give a fuck what time it is. I'm in the hood, for fuck's sakes, right? It's listen to like the loudest speaker you could buy at Best Buy. One of these. It's on the fucking cart. Can you see that? Yeah, Ultimate Ears Hyper Boom. That thing's a fucking amazing. It's the eviction unit. All right. So fucking, I had that, and I could see the cops up the street, right, on this side of the road, pointing this way with their lights on in the middle of the night, and they're like saying something out the window as I'm walking by, blaring my fucking nigger hate music, and fucking I didn't care. I just ignored them. Fuck them. Kept going. And so I knew they were going to turn around. So they turn around, and ew, man. Like, it was horrible. Like, I'm fucking calling them goose, freaking out on them, right? Because, like, what are they doing? This is the thing that I don't get with people. I mean, for one, I can get it. All people need to do is ask, and I would have turned it down. Maybe not for those fucking cops, because I needed to prove a point. I mean, we're trying with Crab Park, and it being the only encampment in Canada that has that low of human rights quality. It is. We're treated like scum, or they're treated like scum. Obviously, I have a place, but fucking, I have a tent down there too because I advocate for them. All right. And, well, with things, I try to help out, and because I like keeping my tent there, I got wicked view that, like, you can't get that for free. Fuck out of here, right? So that's why I did, and it's a nice tent. Anyway, so fucking, I even had a friend come by that was from there, Jay, who was trying to like ask the cops what the fuck are they doing, because like they're like, you gotta turn it down. I'm like, no, actually I don't. Like, when you enforce it like that and tell it like I have to, fuck you. First off, it's freedom of expression. That's a human right. No cop, not anybody, not one person in Canada could tell you to ever shut the fuck up, basically, because that's what it was. They couldn't. They can't. You know what I mean? Like, you can say anything you fucking want. Freedom of expression, as long as it's not a threat of life. You can still say it. You're entitled to say that. But I mean, you're gonna get shit probably, right? But so, anyways, fucking the cops are making me just stand there and wait forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And finally, the fucking goof comes out of the car and goes to give me a bylaw ticket. They actually gave me a bylaw ticket, and then they're like, "Hey, you can go now," and then proceeded to grab my speaker and like take it. I'm like, what the fuck do you like? No, it wasn't. I'm like, fuck you, and then I went up and grabbed the speaker back and got in a fight with these three cops. Like fucking, I spun around, fucking grabbed it. The guy spun around, so I moved just like over here this way. The girl fucking tried grabbing me in some way, and I like twisted her. She fell on the ground. Fucking the guy, like, as I'm like, whatever, I'm getting down. Like, I purposely got myself arrested. A lot of people at first were like, why would you do that, man? Even these cops didn't know. I'm like, if I never gotten arrested, I never would have got my speaker back. But it's not that simple. I got arrested. You bet your ass I did. And then in the morning in front of a judge, because of course I have a record, so I'm not going to, like, in Vancouver, it's different than most places. Like, you go to jail and they have, like, little cells that you can sleep. You know what I mean? Like a whole bunch of them upstairs and 2 levels of them. There might even be 3. And then in the morning, a level downstairs underneath downtown community court, right on Main and Hastings. No, Main and Powell is fucking like like a sheriff's cells, and then we just go in front of a video screen like this here, and you talking to a judge, and whether you go to North Fraser or you get out, right? So, but no, I had to go to court and see it. That's literally was. I'm like, what's the fucking charge? Why did I get arrested? What were they arresting me for? Protecting my property? Right? Because that's all it was. And so when I got up in the morning, the judge is like, yeah, no, sorry. Basically, he's like, we didn't mean to, right? And like Crown's trying to make me pay the fine. He's like, no, he's not paying the fucking fine. Like, there is no fucking bylaw. Like, and I asked the cops that. He's like, oh, it's a bylaw. I'm like, fuck you, it is. What's the bylaw? Oh, well, I don't really remember it how it goes. I'm like, oh, well, in this kind of situation, this context, you kind of need to know that. You can't just be like, bylaws on there. It's got to be like the bylaw, the particular one. He just gives me the ticket and got arrested. And I'd have to pay the ticket and never got charged and apologized to. But me getting my speaker back? No, man. It wasn't that simple. Like my lawyer I had, Andrew Cochran, he fucking used to be Crown. So he knew that the police, I guess, had this thing called the thieving list. You heard that right. The police have a thieving list. The most fucking retarded thing I've ever heard. Like, these goofs rob people all the time in Vancouver. Like, the only time I've ever been broke or struggling was because those fucking goofs robbed me. Right? It's stopped now, which I don't trust. Like, there's got to be a reason for it. But it has. Like, since my last court date, I'm saying this on bid. Anyways, these cops, basically, judges and cops and stuff like that, did eventually give the speaker back. You know, it took 3 weeks, though. No, 2 weeks. And they got it off the thieving list. Like, they had to call whoever was in charge, the night watch supervisor or whatever, and we're like, yeah, you need to get your fucking thieving list and find this. And then they did. That's how I got them back. So, right? So, I am taking them to civil court. My lawyer's going to help me with that, too, because what would any judge ever say I was wrong? I'm going to win that one. Thanks, cops. They gave me some money for that, because, you know, I'd be stupid not to. There's no judge ever is going to dispute this. It won't even go to court. They'll just settle. I guarantee it. So, fucking, yeah. But I will say this, too. I also got arrested for fuckery one day. Like, I think they arrested me for trespassing somewhere while it was open. Which, I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but it's happened to me a lot. Like, over 50 times during COVID. I even been arrested in my own hotel I was staying in for trespassing. I got arrested at Tim Hortons while I'm eating donuts and drinking a fucking coffee for trespassing. I'm fucking serious. Okay? So, I got tired of this, right? Because this is abuse. This is what's happened to me with these fucking goofs. You know, like... Anyway, so fucking... I go to the court, and the judge is just like, yeah, so Crown wants to keep you in jail, eh? So I stood up, and I'm like, you're a fucking goof? And then I pointed over at Crown, I'm like, you're a fucking goof. Right? Of course I did. Fucking rights I did. Yeah! Oh, well, fucking obviously I went to jail for it. But it got me out in the end. And I ended up doing 7 weeks for nothing, legally. Like, they had no reason. The charges weren't even real. I got thrown in jail because I called him a goof, right? But it was worse than that. Then they made me go to Ashworth One, is what they call it, which is like the crazy motherfucking jail, where psychiatric, right? So fucking like I'm like whatever, waiting. It took 2 weeks for me to finally get like nobody gives a shit. I couldn't get a hold of a lawyer. Like the lawyer I had, I called her Code 5 Klinger Law. Like I fired her 3 or 4 times. She changed her name and became a lawyer again. I'm not fucking joking. There's no word of a lie. And then they didn't want legal aid didn't want to give me another lawyer because of it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I've already called the Budsman, right? Like they got a record of all of this. Like you guys can't give me another lawyer just because you changed your name. That's against the fucking law. Like you guys are supposed to be legal aid, not fuck you, right? And so I fucking got this. They only gave me this one lawyer, and he turned out to be Andrew Cochran, who was a good lawyer actually. And like I when I finally so anyways, I got a video conference call from the doctor that ran that psycho fucking jail, the psychiatric jail, and he's like, you don't have to come. He's like, you're not crazy. Like I don't even understand why. I'm like, no, they're not getting away from it like that fast. I'm fucking going, and then I'm gonna clear my name, hopefully, and fucking deal with it. And he was like, okay, well, if you want to come, you can come. So, like, a couple days later, they hauled me there. And fucking, normally it's a 1 month at least process where they put you in, like, the assessment side where you're not in general population. It's just you, right, in jail. And they just ask you a bunch of questions because you're fucking crazy. And then if you're good, you get put in general pop and eventually you get released or go back to a regular jail. Or you stay there forever if you're fucking woo, right? And fucking, so I was there 1 week and got released. And then they're supposed to give you the court date based off of what happened, meaning a court hearing. So if the Crown or your lawyer can be like, yeah, he's fucking crazy. This guy's nuts. I can't believe you guys have, you know what I mean? Or he's like, no, he's not crazy in any way. And they have the doctors come up and do all that shit. They didn't even give me the dignity to give me that. Arrested me illegally, put me in jail illegally, maybe go to Ashworth One illegally for 7 weeks, all in jail illegally, and they didn't even give me the court date or the dignity to have that court date to clear my name. So, anyways, after 7 weeks, I finally got a bail hearing to go there, and the only option I had was to go and be part of the downtown community court bail team. And they were pretty good actually. Like they were. They helped me out incredibly. Like, so I did. But when I went to court that morning, they gave me the wrong team. It was the pleading out team, and they wanted to control my money, like from my direct deposit, change it. And I'm like, I can't do that. It'll fuck up all my bills. So they just denied me, and they were going to keep me in jail again. And I'm like, this is why I call you all fucking goofs, calling the court. Like even the sheriffs were like, next time throw a chair. And fucking, so I literally got out of jail because of that. Calling them goofs, right? Because they maybe come back the next day. Well, I didn't want to. I was like, fuck you. You try coming back to these fucking things all fucking day. Sitting in a fucking cell for nothing, right? Like this isn't my mistake. Fucking have some accountability. Fuck. Right? I was mad. And fucking, but I was justified. Even my lawyer, he said, you got every right to fucking do that, man. They're giving you the fuck around. And I'm like, you think? Right? And fucking, so fucking I did get out, and then when I went to my final court after being with the downtown community court team for like 2 months, right? I didn't fuck up one thing. I got a place. I actually became their top success story. And when I went to court my last day, got all my charges stayed, 6 of them, 6 charges, including Grand Theft Auto, all stayed. And fucking, they judged that I called it goof, said I'm a success story. Oh, I can't do it. I'm fucking trying to keep a straight face there. Fucking success. Yeah, well, maybe I am, though. Maybe I worked hard for that. Maybe that's how you get off of that, because I was bad motherfucker. I had at one point, three separate probation files at the same time. 64 different conditions. I couldn't fart. I was fucking badass. Right? Prolific offender. If anybody doesn't know what that means, obviously it's a repeat offender, but it comes with a lot of nifty little quirks. Fuck you fuckers. Like, one, you can be searched for any reason, anytime, anywhere. Two, if you were to be arrested, you can't be arrested by one cop. It has to be the supervisor there. And if you're breachable or have a breach, they have to breach you by law. So let me run that down a little bit for you. If the guy's boss is there, the soup, you know he's going to find something to breach because the boss is watching, right? They can also hold you indefinitely, and you get a little red file every time you go to judge. Like they would have like a whole Crown has a whole stack of different files, all in one color, usually beige, like a light yellow beige. But at the Olympics, boom, red. Same with the dangerous offenders. So woo, I joined the fucking team, and but I got tricked with that one. I totally got tricked with that one. I just was agreeing to shit because I thought I had to. This is when I was in council with, I forget her name, but Sharon or something like that. Fuck man, she was stupid. But fucking said it would be good for me and I should go on the fucking list. But blah 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 blah. When I looked into it, I was like, what the fuck did I sign up for? Because like technically you had to have 18 to 24 charges all within the same slew of time. So it couldn't have been over a period of like a year or two. It had to be within like the same grouping. Okay? I had 13 charges. I didn't come close to qualifying, and how much she fucked me. You know how long it took me to get off of that? Well, July 26th of this year. That's how long. And I was on it in 2016. 7 years. 7 fucking years it took me to get off that shit. And I'm off it. No probation. No probation, bitch. Boom. Alright? Go fuck yourselves.